Hello and a very warm welcome to the Sacred Womb podcast, where we talk about all things to do with befriending our menstrual cycle, deeply healing both our feminine and masculine aspects, and how we can indeed utilise our cyclical nature as a natural spiritual pathway that's encoded within our bodies. I'm your host, Melanie Swan, and you can also go to thesacredwomb.com for more information and loads of fantastic free resources. Hello ladies, and welcome back to the Sacred Womb podcast. Thanks for hanging in there with me whilst I took a couple of weeks break to just readjust to being back in Europe. I was in Sri Lanka for a month and wow, took a big 40-degree drop in temperature hit when I came back. It was minus 14 when I landed. So I took a couple of weeks to readjust and really rebalance myself. So I'm back now, refreshed, and weekly podcasts will resume from today. So today we're going to move to part 3 of our 7-part series on manifesting with a menstrual cycle. And part 3 is about envisioning. So parts 1 and 2 were reflecting, which is our premenstrual stage, and resting, which is our moontime. And now we come to envisioning. Now this is much more possible if we have genuinely rested and we've genuinely reflected. We can get into the menstrual doorway, the moontime doorway, the cave, a lot easier, I find. And when we're in there, when we're in that moontime cave, we can really go deep into our menstrual cycle. And I find it's just kind of as towards the end of my moontime, I can get to that lovely still point and restful place where I can envision. Now, envisioning is sort of reaching it deep into ourselves and seeing what we really need. What do we want to really genuinely create? Because sometimes we can get a little bit stuck with desire, or I want things, or we can pick up thought forms and kind of we can get a bit grabby. Whatever we really want is absolutely fine. If it's a material thing we need, if we need a car, fair enough, go for it. So, or it might be a state of being, or a new job, or a new project, or something like that we want to use our menstrual cycle to create. So our menstrual cycle really can support us to do this if we allow it, and if we tune in and take the time to listen to ourselves. So I'm not saying it's all that easy. I'm quite practiced at it, and I still fall on my ass, basically. And I still forget, or get too busy, or can't quite get in the moontime doorway. You know, it's not a perfect process. It's a lifetime experiment, or at least until I stop bleeding, and then there's a new passageway anyway. So, let's get back to envisioning. So what we do is we really sink into our womb space and ask, what is it that I really want? What is it that I really need? And when we're really deeply connected inside our womb center, we can begin to feel into a collective womb that our womb space does feed into. And that I call like the great birther, the great mother, the collective womb. And whatever you want to call it, there is something more than us, more than our physical bodies, more than our physical wombs. We have this energetic sacred womb. As women, we are designed to bring life itself through our womb space. So we can bring through new consciousness and what is behind our womb. It's not just a physical process, it's a whole spiritual, vibrational, whatever process. So we can key into that through the moontime doorway to create. And when we feel into that and we join forces with the collective womb, or this force, this energy, that's behind our creation. It's like a wave having all the momentum of the ocean behind it. For me, that's what I want. I want the support of spirit. I want the support of the collective womb. It makes creating and manifesting much more easier for me. But it also does knock out my desires and what I think I want, and helps me really tune in to, right, what's needed in my life. What do I really want? Okay, I thought I wanted this, but when I actually relax and let go, and I give myself space and time, then it's something else. It's something kind of juicier than that. It's something I hadn't quite thought of. So I would encourage you to really listen and sink into your moon time. And when you get to maybe halfway through, more towards the end of your cycle, see if you can tune into your womb space and listen and ask the question, what is it I really want? What do I want to create this month? Or what do I want to create over the next few cycles? And, it could take 6 cycles, it could take 7, it could take a couple of years, it could take 1 month or 2 weeks. I'm not promising anything with this, because each individual wants something different. We go at a different pace with our cycle, and we want to create different things. So it might take a little time for the whole for your energy system to shuffle around and be able to create that. So patience is key as well. But wow, I've really had to learn that one, and I really fall on my ass with that one as well sometimes. So yeah, as I said, this is trial and error, and here I'm giving you guidelines so that you can key into your own cycle, because our womb center is our greatest teacher, and I'm here to give you signposts towards that and give you little pointers along the way, point out little traps and help you get unstuck in certain areas. So do post your questions in the Sacred Womb if anything's not clear. If you're curious about things, please do interact in that Facebook group. That's what it's there for. It's there for you to meet like-spirited, like-souled, like-hearted women. So, to summarise, Envisioning, last half of your moon time. Once you've really reflected and rested, it's easy to get into this Moontime cave, the depths of the cave, the bottom of the wave, we might say, and to be able to truly listen to ourselves and tap into our collective womb space and see what it is we really want to create. From that place, we've got a nice clear intention, and we can move on to setting our intention at the end of our cycle when our womb space is empty, which is naturally next week's episode on intention setting. So I'll look forward to seeing you for that, and I look forward to hearing your questions and reflections. I know some of you email me, but I really encourage you to interact with this and get creating. Fantastic things can happen when we key into our womb center like this. I've created some awesome things and helped myself heal, and with the people I've worked with as well. So it's tried and tested, but it's also a personalised process that we can only experience directly for ourselves when we get into it and do our work. So I hope you've enjoyed this short and sweet podcast, and I will see you next time for intention setting. Oh, and one last point I wanted to tell you about. Actually, the whole process is now available in the online Moon Lodge. It's actually 9 steps, 9 clear short steps in the Moon Lodge. We've got videos in there. I filmed it in Sri Lanka. So I'm very, very happy with what I created using this process in there. There's a totem spirit that's working with us, and there's a group of nice, grounded, lovely women who are very supportive of each other. We do 2 live workshops a month to really help you to engage with this, get the support, sit in circle and bring this work to life. So if you're interested, I keep the cost nice and low so that it's really doable. So you just join. And if you don't like it before 14 days, then just let me know and you will get your money back. So nothing to lose really, but it's all in there and more. But if you go to theonlinemoonlodge.com, you'll see all the details and you can sign up there. Anyhow, I wish you a beautiful day, evening, whatever you're doing, and I'll see you next time. I really hope you enjoyed the podcast and that you got some useful tips out of it that can make a genuine difference in your daily life. And if you'd love to work deeper with this stuff, then do head on over to thesacredwomb.com, where you can sign up to receive the weekly newsletter and an invite to our private Facebook group, where you can share, learn and grow with like-minded women in a safe, supported space. Thank you so much for tuning in. Do leave us a rating, and your comments are very, very welcome. And I'll see you next time.